First of all, the definition of mental fitness. It's the ability to react positively rather than negatively to any setback or adverse circumstance. Now, it's all about understanding the different areas of the brain. So we've got what's called the limbic system, which is part of the older brain, the more mammalian brain. And what happens, the limbic system it's a series of glands and bits within the brain designed to protect us. But it's where all the fight and fear responses reside. And it's where all the negative emotions come from. So it's things like anger, fear, rage, pessimism, all of those things are based in this limbic system part of the mammalian brain. And they're actually categorized under what are known as 10 mental saboteurs. So we've got the judge, where we protect ourselves by judging critically other people. We've got the hyperachiever, we've got the stickler, we've got the avoider, we've got the pleaser. There's 10 of them. And basically, if we're not careful, what happens is habitually we get sabotaged by these mental saboteurs who are all there supposedly to protect us. They stop us doing anything that's perceived as being risky and taking us out of our comfort zone. But the other part of the brain, the human brain, the neocortex, that's where our sage characters reside. So these are things like vision, empathy, ability to explore ideas, ability to take meaningful action, ability to actually do what we say we're going to do and set goals and achieve them. The problem is that down here has 3 times the weight, if you like, of up here, because what happens is during childhood, we habitually become conditioned to go into these parts of our brain to protect ourselves. And we need to be able to develop what's called our self-command mental muscle to be able to avoid going down here and having all our plans and goals sabotaged, and to actually step outside of our comfort zone, if you like, and to go up here. So this is all about survival, and this is about thrive. So survive and thrive. And these 3 things are called mental muscles. So you've got the negative mental muscles, if you like, tugging you down this way, and the positive mental muscles tugging you up that way. And this self-command muscle here is the ability to spot when you're about to be sabotaged and to have the discipline and the ability to switch from being influenced by this mental muscle down here and going up here to the sage characteristics, the empathy, the curiosity, the explore, the rationality, etc. But it doesn't work just knowing about this, because that's not enough. It's basically 80-20. So 20% of being able to stop yourself being sabotaged and to go up here and to be able to thrive, 20% of it is about knowing about it. But 80% of it is about developing habits called neural pathways, so that when you have a setback, you don't automatically go down the mental highways into this area. You go down mental highways up into this area instead. And you can only do that by building up mental habits or mental pathways, neural pathways. Now, I've mentioned the 3 to 1. Basically, a negative impacts on us 3 times more heavily, if you like, than a positive. So the only way of balancing out any negative thoughts is to have 3 times as many positive thoughts. So again, you've really got to be able to command yourself to go up into the positive area and concentrate on being positive all the time, because the default will be to drag you down into these negative areas. So how do you do that? Well, you need to know what to do, and you need to practice it, and you need to develop what's called your mental self-command muscles. And you need to spend about a quarter of an hour a day for 6 to 8 weeks in order to be able to build up strong enough mental muscles, mental neural pathways, to be able to automatically spot when you're about to be sabotaged down in this area of the brain, and instead to go up to this area of the brain and access your sage characters, your curiosity, empathy, setting plans and visions, and actually implementing and doing things. So what I'm really saying is, in 6 to 8 weeks of training, taking 15 minutes a day, that's all it requires, but doing this for 6 to 8 weeks will enable you to be able, on command, if you like, to be able to spot where you're being sabotaged and to take yourself up into this thrive part of the brain. And anyone can do it, but they need to be shown what to do, and then they need to practice it for 6 to 8 weeks for 15 minutes a day. So if you're interested in how this works, it's all based on a book by Shirzad Chamine called Positive Intelligence. But if you want to discuss how it works and what the exercises are and how you can actually achieve this, then contact me through businessroundtableuk.co.uk or message me below in terms of whether we're on Facebook or LinkedIn, and we can have a discussion. So I hope you found that interesting. It's really it's a fascinating topic, but basically this is what you need to do. You need to know what to do 20%, and then you need to do it 80% for a quarter of an hour, 6 to 8 weeks, for the mental muscles to become strong enough. So these are the 3 mental muscles: the sage muscles, which are the thrive muscles, the sabotage muscle down here, so the judge, the hyper vigilant, the controller, the avoider, the stickler. There's 10 of them. And then the self-command muscle here, which is the one we need to build up so that we can avoid going into this area and we can take ourselves up into that area. I hope that makes sense. It's quite complex, but hopefully that made sense the way I've explained it. So thanks very much for watching.